Hello, welcome to our presentation. Today, we're going to be evolving and exploring the nature of a plan change of any organizational structure. Today, we're going to be looking on one of the stories that has been done by Philip Browns, the Senior Director of the San Diego International Airport. Now, in October 2001, the SACARA law of California, it has stated that the San Diego International Airport to be operating under the San Diego Regional Airport Authority, the SACARA. It was a big challenge to Philip Brown, right? In order to have another entity that it requires to have a strategic plan, the short notice, to have an organizational structure, and right, and to have as well the team foundation that they will operate the business. So it's a big challenge to her, but let's look on the way how that Sarah Brown she had used the behavioral science and research tools and how she was able to succeed. So let's take in details its story, and I will tell you further what she have taken actions and how she succeeded in her assignments. Right, so we're going to be looking onto the challenge taken by Thela Browns, one of our strategic challenges. The first challenge is that the under the law of the San Diego SCARA, right, it was stated that in October 2001, right, is that all the port operations of San Diego International Airport to be operated under the SCARA. So that's by January 2003. Now, the challenge that is given, the practitioner who's going to be consultants will be included. It will be Stella Bounds, right? She was at the time the senior director of the aviation industry at San Diego International Airport. And once the rule has been given under her jurisdiction that she will be controlling as well the SCARA, right, and the San Diego International Airport, right, under the umbrella of SCARA. So she became the interim executive director of SCARA and the advisory board to help to manage the transition. So at that time, because of the experience that she had, Stella Browns from the San Diego International Airport, she used to know that the return on investment, the GNP, the gross national profit, is of 4.3 billion, right? That's 4% of San Diego regional economy, right? And that since they have the new campus being attached to it, so they need to target a new projection of 8 billion USD that is targeting 35 million passengers throughout the air flights. So the two strategic plans she had, one is to develop a transitional plan, and number two, to deal with the legal and regulatory issues. Now, the transition plan, right, that she had in place, it had focused onto three important criteria, right? First of all, that the first of all, she had to meet with the team, right, and to make sure that they have understanding of all the objectives. Okay, so she had performed identification. That's first one. She identified the team, the senior manager going to be working, and then she performed a convection. That's step two, which is to have a meeting with the directors and encourage the directors to have a meeting with their teams in order that they have a clear objectives or needs to be achieved. Now, the recommended team, right, they had overlooked onto the strategic plan, revisited, okay, and they had to hire staff for researching. So they had to go to the second step, which is diagnosing and giving survey and feedbacks on the data throughout the transitioning plan. And as well to retreat the employees right from the organization level. So that means they set the levels of the employees onto the organizational structure. Now, the Bounds should make sure that they have a charter for that transition plan that is to focus on certain areas to minimize any disruption for the customers and the services. So it means to provide with a high-tech quality for customers and services. Minimize the airport and the non-airport financial impacts, right? Properly address and resolve all the legal regulatory matters. Those were the three strategic goals, right, that were played in the transitioning plan. So the mission and the regulatory rules. Now, according to regulatory rules, there is many attacks has been given. So she made sure that to have a budgetary, a risk budget plan, right, that covers all the areas that needs fulfill for the gate governments, for the tenants, right, for the airlines, for the enable aviation. So you have to deal with the with all the legal regulatory issues. Now, once the team they have understood all the nature and the changes they want, so they make sure that the human factor is one of the most important part, that will be able to succeed. So they had to look onto the legal, the technical, and the transitions, They had to perform a lot of sessions, right? They had to encourage, they had to motivate, and they had to provide with a status report, right, on the progress that they are achieving for the transition. They include all the theories that can be used, the models and the concepts, right? They had to open any issues, open any fears, any anxieties, concerns, any creative, and they had to work in an organized way, right? And direct reports was raised to Thela Pounds. The fruitful process that they have goated after evaluation, Thela Brown, she became the president and the CEO of the Sakara in Jan 2003, right? And she had as well been given rewards and awards, and superb customer service, outstanding level performance. As well, the target for the GNP started to become 15.2 million passengers in 620 days. That is increased, right, in their revenue. So what we can learn from all that is that the first steps that have been taken by Thela Brown and her team, right, is to build a strategic plan. And after that, they had to work through organizing breakdown structures. They had to perform the identification of the team that will be involved. They had to perform the convection. They had to perform as well the quality standards, right? And they had to perform the strategic change. Now they had to build a foundation team base as well from the organization breakdown structure. Thela Brown had to perform at the first identification a laboratory training to give them remarking on what needs to be achieved, what are the strategic goals. They had to go through addressing and gathering all the information and analyzing it and diagnosing it, right? Quality was the most important to meet the customer requirements. They had a numerative approach. They had to select from the leadership styles. They had, first of all, being explorative. That means they have led all the team. They choose a leadership style, right, to be directive. They had as well performed another task. It became participative, right? And as well, they had to perform the strategic change, right? So this is what is the concept to learn right here is that in order to have in your organizational structure to perform any change, it's very important that you have a strategic plan. And then you have to go through your organization breakdown structure. And then you have to build a team foundation to work in a cooperative way in order to provide you with the performance and with success. Hope this story was one of your unified stories for success that helps you to aid you in building and changing your approach with your organization. Thank you very much. This is Muhammad Ahmed Zaki.